Hey everybody, welcome back. How you doing? I'm just standing here by the lake. I feel a lot of gratitude today for all of you that have written in and left your comments and shared with me your thoughts and feelings, and it's a real blessing for me to be able to do these videos at all. I wanted to say like 3,000 or 4,000 things today. I'm going to try to keep it down to a minimum. There's been a verse from Matthew that's been on my mind. I'm going to read that after I say the following words. I'm not doing these videos because I think I'm better than anybody. In fact, I think I'm worse than just about everybody. I'm completely aware of the fact that my relationship with God has been complicated. My willingness to depend on Him instead of myself has been limited in the past. I've held grudges, I've done wrong, I've been a sinner, so none of this is ever meant to portray me or cast me in any light that is meant to be, pass me off as better than anybody else. In fact, it's probably the opposite. And so I kind of beg your patience as we work through some of these things together, right? I talk about the stuff that I need to work on the most. And then we connect those things to the world of investing so that we can take care of the ones that we love. You can build a church, you can grow the kingdom, you can do whatever you want, right? Okay, so here's the verse in Matthew. But I say unto you, love your enemies, bless them that curse you, do good to them that hate you, and pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you. So that's been on my mind a lot lately, and how hard that is to do, right? It's virtually impossible. You could probably fill that entire office building with all the grudges that I would love to hold against other people. I mean, I think that's probably a reasonably natural reaction in some situations or experiences. But I want to take that personal stuff, which we really don't have to talk about, and I want to move that over into the realm of finance, because in the financial world, something that I've alluded to and I talked about on the other channel is that I realized in the last 6 weeks in particular, that I do better when I bet against companies that have either misstated their earnings, overstated their earnings, don't have any earnings, or cooked the books, or inflated their numbers, or have ridiculously unjustifiable price to earnings ratio. And how do you align sort of a Christian or even just a moral belief system, a standard that I don't even always live up to? How do we align that with an investing approach that profits from the misfortune of a company? And I don't know the answer to that. So today's isn't a lesson where I go, oh, and I figured it out. Today's a request, a call that if you got this email and you want to write back and you want to share your thoughts, I want to hear from you. Because here's what I'm doing. Here's the rest of 2020 as it stands now. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm betting against two companies. You can see about that on the other channel, PDD and ZM, Zoom. And I have my reasons for doing those things, and they're all stated on the other channel. Okay, and I'm going to take the profits from those and other highly concentrated trades where I pay more attention and try to do a better job at just one thing. I'm going to take that money and then I'm going to dedicate that money to a good cause. Partially because I think that's the right thing to do, partially because I don't always feel great about myself, and I think it's a way for me to build some self-esteem and feel like I'm turning my life into a direction that's productive and turning away from things that maybe are less productive. It doesn't mean I'm not going to buy nice things for myself and my kids. I'm still going to do plenty of that. Listen, there's no denying that. But I maybe want to put those resources to better use. But I want to ask you, how do we combine those two things that are closely held and treasured and cherished beliefs about what's right and wrong, and about doing good to those that persecute you and use you, and then standing up for ourselves or betting against a company that is misstating their earnings or doesn't make as much money as they say they do, or maybe is headed for a decline because they've been overvalued? How do we align those things? Is it moral, in your opinion, to make money by betting against something or betting that it will go down? And that's not the same as making money from terrorist acts or disasters, which I think is disgusting and wrong. And it's not the same as making money from a cigarette company. Although, if you make the money from a cigarette company and then you donate it, or then you buy something nice for your children, seems totally reasonable to me. But I want to hear from you, and I want to hear how you're doing. So once again, none of this is meant to convey a message that I think I'm better than anybody else. Listen, I'm about to go through the longest period of time in my life where I take better care of myself and I take better care of my children, and I will buy nice things for myself. I will. Like I will drive a nice car, and I will buy my son a truck when he turns 16, and I will do those things. And that will make me appear to be materialistic and whatever else. And I can live with that, and I'm working that on my own time. But, but how do we mesh these things? If you've got a comment, leave it in the video below, the comments in the video below, or write back to the email that introduced you to this video in the first place. And if you like the channel, subscribe, leave a like on the video, and if you hated it, you can go ahead and tell me that too. I can take it. I love you all. God bless you all. I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.